Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As today, ladies and gentlemen, I am heated. 4 fucking years of our lives wasted. But we got a grand statement. We're about to get a major answer. We've been pinpointing this April time frame for being a massive milestone for the Ripple XRP case. And here, 4 years of our lives wasted can be summed up in one line from Ripple. The court should deny the SEC's request for an injunction, disgorgement, and prejudgment interest, and should impose a civil penalty of no more than $10 million. Ladies and gentlemen, the SEC wants $2 billion from Ripple. Ripple believes they should pay no more than 10. This is how you negotiate, and it'll probably be somewhere in the middle. I think the courts will lean in Ripple's direction in some way, shape, or form. And after 4 years of our lives, the only real punishment was to the XRP community and the time wasted, missing a bull run, waiting, holding XRP at suppressed values, the ecosystem weakening, being delisted off exchanges, builders leaving, developers leaving. All of these things have been a sacrifice we've had to witness. But I can't stress this enough, that time is over. Better days are ahead. The ecosystem is growing. And once this case officially ends in all realms, I promise you, with price will come developer activity, more users, and more value. Ripple does have a plan, but man, it's been a painful show to go through. Now next, guys, I'm going to ask that every single one of you take a listen to Jeremy Hogan describing what he thinks is going to occur. And he believes that a $100 million settlement could be very possible. That's just his prediction. There's no way to tell what exactly is going to happen, but we're all allowed to speculate.
Quote, taking both discretionary and comparative factors into account, an appropriate civil penalty would be no more than $10 million. That would reflect about, that would reflect about blank because it's redacted, of Ripple's actual gross revenues from pre-complaint institutional sales, and would be proportionate in both percentage and dollar amount to comparable digital asset cases where there was no culpable mental state and no substantial risk of harm or risk of harm to others. Well, before Global, the SEC is requesting $1.95 billion, and Ripple says not only should there be no injunction, it should only have to pay $10 million in total because no one was harmed. They can't prove any harm to the investors or to the purchasers, and also $10 million would be a reasonable penalty based upon past penalties. So I would say that based on what we've seen so far in the case, that the final judgment will come out this summer. I'm guessing July, maybe August. And then whatever the ruling, I think both sides file notices of appeal, and the case heads up to the DCA appeals court and is ruled on next year. Now, I wouldn't appeal it if I was the SEC because bad facts make bad law, but that's just me. I don't know if the SEC can just let this go. Everything seems very personal to them. In any case, that's my call. $100 million and an injunction as to the institutional sales. We'll see if I hit the bullseye or if I'm way off target.
Now, something I do want to call out is this important piece of information exposed by Wrath of Kahneman, stating that if I read this correctly, this passage says that from April 2014 through December 20th, 2020, without the sales of XRP, Ripple would have operated as a loss. And that is a very important point. With more developer activity like blockchain backer states, there is more money to be made in this space. There will be more usage of these ecosystems. And right now I'm going to call Ripple out. Ripple has been selling XRP into infinity and beyond, and without it, they would not have been profitable. I think that 12 years is enough. I'm all for the building of the ecosystem. I'm all for investing in the token and the future price of this digital asset. But 12 years is enough. I do think Ripple is pivoting in real time. I think the stablecoin and custody solutions will be incredible revenue streams. But enough is enough. I think with this conclusion of this case, we're going to get a clear definition of how Ripple is going to be allowed to sell XRP, or if they're even going to be allowed to hold this escrow. Who knows? Nobody knows. The future of Ripple is powerful. But enough XRP sales have taken place, in my opinion. Ripple's made enough money. Now I want to see the price action. Because as we can see, we're still at 54 cents. Other ecosystems like Solana are actively thriving, and I believe they are lesser chains. I believe their community hasn't been bred for success. I think our community has something special about it. I believe a community like Solana's, which is propped up quite fantastically by meme coins, rug pulls, and scams. That's not the same as a crypto that's in bed with regulators and the banks. Not even close. But you better believe we have seen our asses kicked. You better believe I'm tired of it. I want to see my people win. And so far this year, we've been winning quite a lot. For those of you that have been following me for quite a long time, you'll know that HBAR is my second largest holding in crypto, making up about half of my XRP position, I would say. HBAR is one of the most credible cryptos in this space, and I've been recommending this since 1.8 cents. We took profits the last bull run at 45 cents. Reinvested during market lows, and now we're riding this wave up again. If you can learn to swing those profits that you make towards peaks into the lows, you'll make multipliers on your wealth that you have never imagined. But I'll say this, the fundamentally sound tokens will always win. Here, the reason HBAR is exploding in value is because Blackrock's ICS US Treasury Market Fund will be tokenized on Hedera. And when you see Blackrock acknowledge my second largest holding, you better believe we're building something special in regards to generational wealth on this channel. And we're about to make our bank money off of every single one of them. Now here, listen to Larry Fink in regards to his crypto vision. And this conversation should reveal a lot about how you should feel in regards to HBAR.
We believe ETFs are a technology no different than Bitcoin was a technology for asset storage. We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you that with this announcement Hedera made, they posted this exact video of Blackrock. And I have plenty of reason to believe, confirmable evidence to believe, that Blackrock is going to be heavily invested in HBAR's success. Multi-trillion-dollar moves are happening in real time with the second biggest bag on this channel. And just imagine the benefits of when H-bar finally really takes off, not this little baby calf walk it experienced. When H-bar does what it's supposed to do, I pray XRP is still going through litigation. I pray the price is still suppressed, because the altcoin market rotation of profits to other high quality coins that haven't taken off yet is the true generational wealth builder. Do you get it? If you get it, please type "I understand" in the comments below. And if you don't, then you better figure it out. Because here, I'm going to play you a video of Mike Novogratz talking about the inevitable approval of an Ethereum ETF. And guys, what I'm predicting is that the crypto market is going to go from a Bitcoin new all-time high to an ETH new all-time high, especially off the new ETH ETF approval that will happen inevitably, as you're about to see. Then all that new money that's slushing around in crypto will make it to the other altcoins that will have much more ROI. We're getting regulations. Stablecoin regulations are on their way. A more credible crypto market is on the way. Trillions will flood in. You just gotta be in before that happens.
Ethereum right now has moved in a big way. Part of that is on the back now of speculation, or of an expectation somehow that we're going to have a Ethereum ETF, and that is going to create a similar kind of dynamic. Do you think that that's the right way to think about it? And do you actually think that there will be an Ethereum ETF?
Listen, I think there's a fierce debate inside the SEC right now, right? I mean, Gary Gensler, before he was at the SEC, is on tape saying Ethereum is definitely not a security. Since he's been at the SEC, he hasn't made a ruling on it. And I think what the SEC is doing is debating, can they call Ethereum a security with this idea that it changed when it went from proof of work, right, for validation to proof of stake. They can't make that argument, and I think it's a tough argument to make. They have to, they're going to approve the ETF because it's the same argument that won the Bitcoin ETF. There already is a futures Ethereum ETF. And so if you have it for futures, you have to have it for cash.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the world is changing in real time. Crypto products are getting high-level regulatory approval. More of these are going to compound, and before you know it, the floodgates will open. And you will have missed the most legendary of all the crypto bull runs. And frankly, on this channel, we're making a lot of money right now. If you've been with me since 2019, you probably have had H-bar since 1.8. You've probably heard of Proppy since 25 cents. You've probably had Quant since $7. You've probably had a lot of these coins that have all outperformed the S&P 500. Hell, even XRP in its underwhelming performance till this day at 54 cents has outperformed the S&P 500. Believe that. But I'll tell you this right now, we're approaching the moment in time where all the coins we've discussed with high quality fundamentals are about to blow. Truth, utility, increased development activity, and immaculate entry points are the key. On the screen right now, we have our biggest gainers. We have two channel favorites in H-bar and Algo combined with meme coins. This is the future of the crypto space, and that's why I have this visual on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, crypto has gotten ridiculous, but in that ridiculousness, you'll get the credibility. Do you understand? If you do understand, please type "I understand" in the description below. And finally, guys, I'm gonna leave you with this message. In my OnlyFans, I've posted an incredible final warning, a review of all the tokens I hold, why I hold them, how I think you can all still make ROI if you haven't really gotten great positions if you haven't gotten some of these coins yet. But most importantly, I make it very clear that this is your last chance to get rich before the world gets fucked. Crypto can seem like a Hail Mary to 99% of people, but with the systems I've put in place to research these projects, I've narrowed it down to almost a science in gem hunting for 2024. That doesn't mean we can't get the occasional coin wrong that does go to zero. But for the most part, we're going to make massive profits this year. Ladies and gentlemen, please follow me on OnlyFans at onlyfans.com/thebearablebull for that 15-minute warning. And I promise you, it will be worth your while. Now guys, I leave you with a message from our reptilian overlords, as too many people believe that the people that control the world, the bankers, the elites, the lizard people, whatever you want to call them, you really are too good of a person to believe how they truly think. Smoke posted this beautiful post on Twitter, and I highly recommend you understand what you're up against. The world is shape-shifting in real time into something that we may be able to take control of back. But it's only if enough people pay attention, escape from the matrix of control you're stuck under, and become the new 1%. Use me as a financial key to unlock your shackles to success. And I promise you, my friends, we will make the world a much better place. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Hello. My name is Montague William III. And what I will tell you may well sound absurd, but the less who believe it, the better for me. For you see, I'm in banking and a big industry. For many a year we have controlled your lives, while you all just struggle and suffer in strife. We created the things that you don't really need, your sports cars and fashions and plasma TVs. I remember it clearly how all this begun. Family secrets from father to son, inherited knowledge that gives me the edge, while you people lie sleeping at night in your beds. We control the money that controls your lives, whilst you worship false idols and wouldn't think twice about selling your souls for a place in the sun. These things that won't matter when your time is done. But as long as they're there to control the masses, I just sit back and consider my assets, safe in the knowledge that I have it all, while you common people are losing your jobs. You see, I just hold you in utter contempt. But the smile on my face, well, it makes me exempt. For I have the weapon of global TV, which gives us connection and invites empathy. You would really believe that we look out for you, while we bankers and brokers are only a few. But if you saw that, you'd take back the power. Hence, daily terrors to make you all cower. The panics, the crashes, the wars, and the illness that keep you from finding your spiritual wholeness. We rig the game, and we buy out both sides to keep you enslaved in your pitiful lives.